more than a polymathic mind, nature demands a fuller life. That is why scholars lag behind the enterprising and the strife. Knowledge is as much in the dark about the destiny of man as nurslings toddling in the park about their city's master plan.
We must remember when we dwell on evolution that in man the ascent cannot be made pell-mell, but in accordance with some plan, and that the aim is he should grow in noble traits and qualities, and not a disproportioned show, leading to freaks and oddities.
Temporal knowledge ne'er can find, however oceanic it might grow, what model nature has in mind, what changes future man will show.
One who counts on the erudite, their theories, speculations, views, to read this cryptic scroll aright, must be prepared for dismal news.
So what I foresee is that there will occur calamities.
Including nuclear war?
There will be a nuclear war also. But its effect will be greatly restricted. Certain strange developments will occur, so that although it will all appear to be natural or for geographical or astrophysical causes, but they will be deliberately created actions of superconsciousness, and explanations may be rendered for them, but they will be the outcome of our present disregard of evolutionary laws.
That is why science is engrossed in piling up new arms to kill. But when the false outpost is crossed in future, who will foot the bill?
The noblest men and women born on earth had this distinctive trait. They helped the poor, weak, and forlorn, as if attracted by a bait. For heaven our nature keenly tests for better performance of our part, and our promotion always rests on how warm is our feeling heart.
Repay a tithe of Ian, one gift out of the countless you receive. Help someone poor, some fallen lip, or some afflicted heart need. Try hard to ease by even one jot distress and sorrow far or nigh. If God forbid such were your lot, would you not for a good friend sigh?
2 billion hours of selfless work by healthy grown-ups of the earth can wake up mankind with a jerk to a new order to give birth. This honest labor should suffice to overcome want, distress, and pain, to rid the world of crime and vice which day by day momentum gain. This effort, e'en though less at first, should grow in volume day by day, and e'en increase the noble thirst to help the neighbor in some way. There is no fear the attempt will lead to greater sloth and idleness, for service, when become a creed, shall by its worth the world impress.
Above all, when the time has come, or when such is the will of God, excited zealots beat the drum and masses their approval nod. This jubilation and furor, which marks the revolution's wrought in orders congruent no more, are featured by the source of thought.
No heart should grieve for lack of means, no eye shed tears for broken health. To end for good distressful scenes should be the noblest use of wealth. It will free myriads from the grip of famine, myriads from disease, myriads with arts and crafts equipped to earn their livelihood with ease. Millions of children who would grow deformed, retarded, crippled, blind, for lack of food again would glow with health of body and the mind.
The Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, or other noble creeds, the black, white, brown, or yellow hues, or other pure or noble breeds, like many colored flowers in a park, the charm of earth enhance.
And vessels of one God within, must live as brothers, laugh and dance.
This happy dream does not come true,
as in its progress intervene
our pride and prejudice,
the two declared foes of this heavenly scene.
Those who blame nature for our woes, our sorrows, and destructive wars, forget that they are their own foes, for 'tis their pride which mercy bars.
And those who shudder when they hear one talking of the approaching war have no idea the race is near to total madness and not far. If nature does not bar the way to it with travail so intense that crazy notions which now sway her great would yield to prudent sense, and build the milieu which she wants to put in motion her great plan, the time when heaven these blessings grants to suit the dignity of man will be the right occasion for the upward movement of the race, which no attempt of man will bar until she gains the height by grace.
In vain the rebels would oppose the assured completion of this plan, to get for it a heavy dose of suffering for a lengthy span of time, until the storm subsides and brutal natures are well tamed. Mankind again in peace abides, and blasted areas are reclaimed.
Earth is in a sullen mood and wrapped in darkness at full moon. Her snoring elders with their brood make drowsy crowds dance to their tune. This welter of metallic toys will not take mankind very far, because too soon the playful boys will use them for a deadly war.
It is because they do not know the arduous nature of the quest that false adepts their promptness show to guide raw seekers to the crest. That is why from the learned too some are now keen to join the game, contending why they should not woo this nymph of easy wealth and fame. There is no chance they will succeed in their design to steal the show, for time will soon expose their greed and infamy heap on their brow.
The urge in us to soar above the world to see what lies behind is nature's artifice to endow the species with a supermind. The trouble is, we are too prone to be enamored of our faults, and on this plea or that condone their presence which our progress halts. It is imperative on those who to a supermind aspire that they the ventholes tightly close to bar wrong motive and desire.
It is not as hard as is said to discipline the human mind, since we have nature's law misread, that we the task so heavy find. As our upliftment to the plane of superknowledge is in line with nature's aim to upgrade the brain, it must self-mastery combine.
There comes a period in the life of nations when they must decrease the tempo of their worldly strife, the climb to supermind to ease. But slaves to habit, they persist in their aims at the former pace, till nature with her iron fist brings to a stop the headlong race to sure destruction and decay, which mark the inevitable end of man's revolt to have his way when nature calls on him to mend. This is the crisis which we face at this decisive point in time, as from now on the human race, to cross into a golden prime, must learn to moderate her pace, from outer turn to thinner plane, to simpler life her steps retrace, and calm the fever of her brain, for only then can she discern the path which nature has aligned for her, to tread with care, to earn the blessing of a supermind.
The crisis will not end until rebellious mankind bends before outraged nature's flouted will, defeated, humbled, bruised, sore. For decades after I am gone, the learned, with a touch of awe, will wonder long what light had shone that guided my steps to this law. And this prediction shall remain for epochs as a standing proof that there is much more in our brain than but somatic warp and woof.